Hi, this is Josh with Full Potential Alliance Consortium, here to explain what Full Potential Alliance Consortium is. So, we're addressing the systemic problem that in the world, people are not able to live their full potential. Systemically, we have so many people, young kids, being trained to be part of this slave culture. Our money system is designed to keep people entrapped and to extract from them their energy, their time, and leave them abandoned, leave them without a place to go. And these are people that probably have a lot to contribute to the world, or potentially could. So there's all this potential, all this energy, free energy that's being suppressed, and our solution to that to create a systemic change. We don't want to deal with problems that are, solutions, excuse me, that are not systemic. We don't want to clean up oil after the government and end up having them spill more, or plastic bottles. And we want to create a minimum viable product village, a test bed, if you will, for scalable solutions to city scales. Now, I've been developing Green Earth City for 12, 13 years, realizing, we could have gotten funded through Dubai, we could have gotten our villages funded, that the funding mechanisms, first of all, were still coming from the old paradigm, still coming from the slave culture, and we're going to design and produce more of that. It would have been a debt situation for everyone entering. Our solutions start through from the entry process on. And how that looks is we come in, first of all, fully matched. We have tribe match, which we're matching people. This is what makes us unique. We have 13 years researching this. We have a tribe ready to go of visionary pioneers, world leaders, a consortium that's allowing us, and applications for governance and currency that are allowing us to work together, take these placemaking models for the decentralized movement that's happening already, get matched correctly, get matched up to the master plan, the decision making, the culture code, how we're going to take these systems and use them to get as a vehicle to align and get to where we want to go. And to do that, we need to come into alignment. And so this is how Tribe Match helps, and this is how our system starts out by aligning us in the right direction. Now, we have a holistic approach. So we're using game theory, we're using the infinite game. So in the finite game, they say you play within the boundaries. In the infinite game, you play with the boundaries. This allows us to take the system that gets us on the right track and actually work within that system till it's just a culture and we're naturally where we want to be through how we interact. These systems help us to complete this intention. So we have the systems, the organizational structure. Probably the most important piece of what we have is the organizational structure. Without that, you could have the best, most important business plan in the world, and if it's a nonprofit and you can't make decisions, it fails. Or it's a sole proprietor and everyone's a slave to that person and everyone has to try to communicate with the person at the top. And all the control and all the buttons are up there. And so neither one of these vehicles works. We have a truly decentralized organizational structure that is able to scale to city scales. And we have a roadmap, a declaration of agreements, an agreement field, universal, space. We have a network of communities that are willing to adopt a new currency that we can launch right away. We have a holistic approach. Once again, we want to create a minimum viable product, something people can step into and go, wow, this is it. And this solves all of those problems because now we're not producing trash, we're not producing crime, we're not producing all those problems that we would normally be having to clean up. So while we can't fix all the problems at once, we can make a system that is pure, that operates without producing all that. Now, one of the big challenges is the human interaction, and how does that work? And so how we're approaching that, we are redeveloping our culture, our training, and our organizational structure helps us get there, and our culture code. This is how we interact within groups. And now we're coming to a place where we're living and working in the same environments. So that's where we need to build that culture into it. And right now, no one's focused on building the culture. This is where we are different from a lot of these other holistic solutions. We are, like I said, we have the culture code embedded in the organizational structure. We have the systems to support that, the currency to support that. That's another really big factor of what makes us different is we have a pure currency. Doesn't allow for investment, doesn't allow for debt. When you have an investor, they come in, they make a free $1 million, and once again, everyone's their slave. So we can't just have inflatable, crazy money changing values. That's not true wealth. The true definition of wealth is happiness, joy, purpose, passion. It's so much more than just money. And if we don't all have that around us, then we're not living within the true wealth system. So we're creating these wealthscapes, and we will eventually be putting virtual reality into this, and we have the impact investing model that allows in the future, once we get the minimum viable product, for this to be scalable. Special economic zones, and we have a decentralized ownership manner. It could be leading us towards non-ownership altogether. It could be a joint stakeholder. It could be a church, or you know, it could be, there's a lot, or it could be a membership model. There's a lot of different ways to take that, but the agreement field that we have, the universal agreement field, actually trumps that, because that's what's connected to the currency. And remember, a currency, just like getting a ticket in a car, it's what keeps us to our agreements. So a lot of this is about our currency. So, you know, we have been working on cities. We have 144 organizations aligned. We have a consortium, a governance plan, currency. We have the high network. We have a lot of different lands on board already, worldwide, Hawaii, Costa Rica, Brazil, the States, Africa. We have a lot of different networks willing to already give us free land. So we're really that close to doing it with or without capital. We want to do this as a movement. We want to create this test bed that pulls in the leaders. And as they're doing a joint stakeholder, they're able to create, for example, the best minimum viable product village. But let's just say it was a car. The top scientists produced the best car. They all share as joint stakeholders in that, with a giant percent going towards the holistic framework that we're talking about. And some going, you know, possibly some going back to those people, but in the form of a closed loop currency. We want to make sure the money we're pulling in from the outside doesn't just leak right back out. We want to make sure it's closed loop. So we've got all that set up for us. This is what makes us different. And like I said, we're focused on getting rid of the slavery culture altogether. So we're looking for these early adopters right now. We're looking for a place to call home. We've got a few places to choose from, but we really want to have the best spot, the best team, and be able to create the product. So that's what we're offering in the Full Potential Alliance. And we are available through for early adopters and investors, and also some high-end collaborators, those that don't necessarily have time, but they're in line with the vision and what we would consider an early adopter. Maybe they are helping in their own way right now. So as we come together, we're looking for those in alignment. And right now I'm in Costa Rica, and this is where we have some of our headquarters and farms. And like I said, a lot of different places around the world, Bali, Mexico. So we're hoping to reach out and talk to you if you're an organization. Full Potential Alliance, Green Earth Vision, and Green Earth City is my personal piece of this. It's the portal that helps us get to this new paradigm and new Earth. And we look forward to working with you.